All right, we have a caller on the line. Let's go ahead and check it out and see who it is. Who do I have calling into the show today?
This is Aaron from Maryland.
Okay, what's going on, Aaron from Maryland? Thanks for calling the show. And who's your favorite football team?
Maryland Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins. Okay, great, man. Well, that'll be something interesting that we can definitely talk about today. So, through the first couple weeks of the season, the Dolphins are 2-2. They won in Week 1 against Miami, and also were able to beat the Raiders. They lost a couple tough games to the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. And so right now in the AFC East, it's totally up for the grab. Buffalo and New England is 3-2. You guys are coming off a bye at 2-2. Obviously, the Jets, we're counting them out of this thing early, so it looks like it's going to be a three-man race in that AFC East. So, so far, tell me what you've seen from this Dolphins team, which with a 2-2 record, like most NFL teams right now, kind of up and down, a little bit inconsistent.
Oh, absolutely. Well, first of all, we have struggled with our offensive line. That's been the poison all year. We have a rookie tackle. Pouncey, of course, has been hurt the majority of the year. He's just now coming back. We still haven't solidified the guard position. And, it just seems like we can't get the running game going. I know we did a pretty decent job against New England with Sean Moreno run over 150 yards or 36 yards for what it was. But ever since that first game, man, we cannot get the running game going. And it seems like Tannehill is still stuck in the decisive mode. It seems like he can't even throw deep balls to Wallace, which was a great pickup for us. But without the running game to get us going, it seems like the offense is still at a standstill from week to week. So hopefully we can turn it around. But it's going to be a tough job playing Green Bay.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with that. And so let's talk about that. That seems to be the one area of this team that, kind of has not found its stride yet. Like you said, in Week 1 against New England, you guys did a great job of running the football. And even though you guys lost that game to Kansas City, Lamar Miller had over 100 yards. Obviously, in that blowout against Oakland, he scored 2 rushing touchdowns. Really didn't need his services that much. Surprisingly, no Sean Moreno. Looks like he's going to be back on the football field this Sunday against Green Bay. Now, obviously, he's coming off that elbow injury, so they're probably not going to force him back in the action. But that should certainly help you guys running the football. But it's been quarterback Ryan Tannehill, who's been inconsistent in the passing game. And so what do you think is going on there? I mean, you have, like you said, Mike Wallace. You have Brian Hartline. A guy that I'm surprised who's been missing in action this year is Charles Clay, the tight end. I thought he'd be a big-time playmaker. And it doesn't seem like you guys are getting any help out of your slot, whether it be Brandon Gibson, who you guys brought over last year from St. Louis, or Rashard Matthews, who had a pretty strong into last year. And then you have rookie Jarvis Landry. So, what do you see, being a Miami Dolphins fan, is the reason that Tannehill and those guys in the passing game are struggling so far?
Well, just to add insult to injury, I know we brought a brand new quarterbacks coach, Mr. Fraser from Philadelphia, who has a somewhat kind of scheme that he took from Chip Kelly about maneuvering the best players around the field to get them open. Now, like you said, I haven't seen any spark from Wallace with the deep ball. Hartline, he's MIA. Gibson is MIA. Even Clay, I don't think he's even playing anymore. It just seems like everybody who made an impact last year does not show up. And I'm going to start calling them POWs. I mean, they're just caught behind enemy lines and not being recognized at all. But I must say, we did sign Michael James last week. Now, hopefully we can use him as like a Sproles, like the Saints are using. Like we can sign, we can use Michael James like Sproles. We need something to spark this offense. It sputters here and there. Like I said, I think it goes back to the offensive coordinator. Even though we got rid of Marks last year, it just seems to me it's just been a huge struggle with the offense again, and it's week after week after week it's the same thing. Now, I see there's some grumbles coming from the defensive ball, from the defensive side of the ball, where the defensive coordinator is having a hard time doing their calls for coverage. So it just seems like the whole organization is in disarray. Hopefully we can definitely get it back on track this week. It's going to be a tough job playing Green Bay, of course. We have the personnel. We don't have a whole lot of injuries. If we can put pressure on Aaron Rodgers and keep Jordan Nelson in check, and you can't stop Lacey, but we can contain them. And if the offense has to score, I think we should be pretty okay for this next game.
Yeah, definitely. The next couple weeks, certainly you play Chicago and Green Bay, so you certainly have some talented offenses there. The defense has played really well this year, though. I know coming into the season, I did an article in my fish tank column on finmaniacs.com, and I was just talking about that, how the defense on paper appeared to be a defense that could be a top 10 ranked defense. It was really just on the offensive side of the football where your concerns were. And so I agree with you. I think that in order for you guys to beat Green Bay, you have to get some pressure on Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, Cameron Wake and the guys can do that. I think your secondary is better than the Jets. I know that when the Jets played Green Bay, they gave Aaron Rodgers a lot of trouble, but their secondary isn't as good as you guys. So I think defensively, you can hold things up if you can get an effective running game going. But at the end of the day, Ryan Tannehill and the offense are definitely going to have to move the ball through the air. And so looking at this week at Green Bay, next week you're playing Chicago. What do the Dolphins have to do to win both of those games to try to get above 500? Because if they're going to, basically have an 8-8 season, I don't think that's going to be good enough for these guys to make the playoffs this year.
No, and I 100% agree with you, Lance. Even though we do play Green Bay at home, and considering ourselves used to coach at Green Bay, I don't know who's going to show up this week. Obviously, with the New England game, which was your first game of the season, we showed up. Then, I don't know who was playing the second and third week. Tobacco with the Bills and Kansas City. I don't know who's going to show up this week. Hopefully, we'll have a decent game plan put together so we can at least keep it competitive. I don't think we're actually going to beat Green Bay, but if we keep it close, we might manage a lucky play or two to pull it out. But I tell you, it's really it's been time after year after year after year. It's always been we've always given us trouble. We still haven't had a solid foundation as far as the running game. It's pathetic. You know what I mean? You go year after year, you're in the same problems, and they still haven't fixed it. So hopefully that we can get it together this week and pound the ground game to free up Tannehill, and also to draw the defense closer so we can throw a deep ball. I mean, because let's be honest, Green Bay doesn't have the best defense. They have an okay defense, but they will capitalize on your mistakes. So if we keep the mistakes limited, I think we have a chance to win.
Yeah, I totally agree there. And then what are your prospects? How do you see things shaking out for the Dolphins this year? Last year, they came up one game short. They lost to the Jets at home. If they'd have won that game, they would have got in as a wild card, as you can see, pretty much in both the AFC and the NFC. It's going to be coming down to the last, week or so again, and it's cluttered. You got a lot of teams, San Diego, Kansas City, right now, Miami, Buffalo. You look in the AFC North, that complete division is in it. You look in the AFC South, I think Indianapolis the front runner there, but it's going to be cluttered for teams trying to grab those last two wild card spots. Do you think the Dolphins have a realistic chance of making the playoffs? And if so, what do they need to do to get in?
Well, to be honest with you, Lance, it's just like last year. Up and down all season, we should have won one. All we had to do was win one game out the last 3 games to solidify a spot in the playoffs for the wild card. But what did we end up doing? Losing all 3. So, time after time, year after year, these guys are just playing like bums towards the end of the year. It's sickening. But as a fan, you have to think to yourself, wishing upon a star, is it going to happen this year? Can we at least get one win to at least advance to the next step, at least going to the playoffs? I don't know. We'll probably end up being 500. I'm just keeping it real. We're probably going to go 8-8 this year. If we squeeze out 9-7, it'd be a blessing. But to be honest with you, man, I think this team is going to go 8-8, and they should fire Philbin and get rid of the whole staff and start over.
All right, man. Well, Aaron, thank you for calling in. Now, again, that was Aaron from Maryland. He's a Miami Dolphins fan. And Aaron, make sure, feel free. We're here every week. Feel free to call into the show anytime and talk some Miami Dolphins football with us. Again, good luck for you guys this week against Green Bay. We'll see if the formula that me and you discussed on the show today, they can actually apply, because I certainly think that's what they need to do to win the football game.
Well, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.